Absolutely. Lots of struggles. I haven't got every job that I've interviewed for at Amazon, right? And I think that's really tough sometimes, especially when you're internal. You're like, okay, I know the company, like I know this hiring manager, I know what this organization does, and I think similar to what you're saying, Claudia, it's like, yeah, like I should definitely get this role. And then when you don't, I think that's a really humbling moment. And there's been, a few times when that has happened to me, but I do take it as a learning experience. And I think I'm like an optimist to a fault sometimes, where I've looked back at those and thought that probably wasn't the best job for me. Like I'm glad I didn't get it, but at that time, I think it can be heartbreaking. Um, and I also think for me, the biggest barrier that I've come across, and I still do, is that when I, tend to go down this like self-doubt spiral, and I think like, oh, I'm not good enough, and I do this comparison thing. But I've had, I have invested in like some good executive coaching where I can now like see that happening and early on, and then kind of take myself out of it. But I would say if I look back, there's, this sounds like cliche, but like I feel like I'm the only one to blame for limiting myself. There hasn't really been anyone else that, in my career that's come in and put those barriers in. It's just been those moments where I felt, oh, yeah, I'm not as good as I should, but I probably was. I was just not having, a good self-confidence phase of my career.